that have been animated for this film are very interesting. We have John Cena Stone, Vince McMahon, who's going to have his own character. Triple H is in this, along with a lot of popular WWE superstars who make appearances in this full-length motion picture event. For the first time ever, it's their follow-up to Scooby-Doo's WrestleMania Mystery. And I hope they keep doing these animated movies because these seem to sell the most copies on DVD and Blu-ray. These animated movies as opposed to their live actions. It's amazing how much this animated concept from WWE gets over at least once a year. Their follow-up to Scooby-Doo's WrestleMania Mystery, which, by the way, was a great movie, which gives me more confidence in the Flintstones teaming up with WWE than what I initially had from about 3 or 4 years ago when this was just a rumor. It was blogged by TMZ.com. They were going to be making this and a lot of other entertainment news websites that focus on the movie industry were talking about it. It was just a rumor at that point in time, and I posted the blog of it on our Facebook page and tweeted it for you on Twitter because I was just absolutely flabbergasted by the announcement that WWE were going to be teaming up with the Flintstones, such iconic animated characters, teaming up with such iconic names of professional wrestling to make this because it had never been done before. And I said, you know, were WWE really going to go that far to team up with the Flintstones and the creators of the Flintstones who were responsible for things like the animated series, all the movies, all the tablets, of course, you could pick up for vitamins and just so much, the cereal and how much that got over. And now WWE teaming up with the Flintstones. I think a couple of years ago they actually teamed up with WWE, of course, to produce this cereal with John Cena on the cereal box, and then WWE started to reference Fred Flintstone and Flintstone characters quite a lot after the cereal with John Cena and Fred Flintstone on the box was released, and that was the last project we had with WWE and the Flintstones, and this is the first one now since at least 2011, and finally we can confirm for you that this is going to be dropping on DVD and Blu-ray, both of it, I believe on February 28th. So this is something to look forward to, and if you're a fan of WWE animated movies of the past, like Scooby-Doo's WrestleMania Mystery, this is one for you to pick up. It has something to do with characters like John Cena, Triple H, Fred Flintstone, and Barney Rubble, and something that themes itself with professional wrestling. I can't really tell you what the plot of this is. I just can tell you some idea of the characters that are in this, and if you have any more info on this, because info with this is very rare to find on the internet, but if you have any info that I may have missed, you can send it to us on our Facebook page at HEW Entertainment, on our Twitter at Jonathan Clarke 1, because I find this to be very interesting, and it just puts me in mind of, you know, how far WWE have gone in the past and how far they have yet to go and how far they will go to get this over. I'm expecting promotion of this to really pick up a few days before its initial release on DVD and Blu-ray, and the interesting thing about this is it's immediately going to DVD and Blu-ray. I think this could have gotten over as a theatrical release given the popularity of both the Flintstones characters in the series and the WWE superstars. Just Scooby-Doo's WrestleMania Mystery would have gotten over as an animated theatrical release, because who doesn't love computer animation and the significant updates we have seen with animation over the years? We've gotten so many significant updates with animation over the years. This could have easily gotten over as a theatrical release, just as many of WWE films releases of the past could have gotten over as theatrical releases, but it's immediately jumping on DVD and Blu-ray, and I'm expecting, even though it's jumping on DVD and Blu-ray immediately almost, it's going to sell millions of copies just as Scooby-Doo's WrestleMania Mystery did. And what's going to be interesting about it is how they will promote it on WWE television. We saw Scooby-Doo and the Mystery Man make an appearance on Raw a couple of weeks prior to WrestleMania 30. Will we see the Flintstones characters teaming up with people like John Cena and Triple H prior to WrestleMania 31, as we did last year with Scooby-Doo and Sin Cara coming out in the Mystery Van? And what kind of characters will Fred Flintstone and the Flintstone characters affiliate themselves with and associate with in the coming weeks prior to WrestleMania in promotion, in an effort to promote this? It's going to be really interesting, and I'm going to be honest with you, I've always been a big fan of WWE and animation. We have seen animation of WWE superstars for many years, and I'm just as big a fan of WWE animation now after watching it for so many years. We saw Bret Hart on The Simpsons. So many WWE characters have been animated for animated series over the years, and this is just their latest attempt to really distribute WWE on a way that it has never been distributed before. And I think the ratings are going to go to an all-time high because of this, because we have never seen WWE characters teaming up with Flintstones before, and I think they're really going to get this one over. Really excited about this from the trailers I have seen for it, all the photos that have been thrown up on Facebook and Twitter of this. If you haven't seen any of the trailers or any of the photos they have put together for this, you really have to check this out, because it's amazing how far WWE have gone with this. They've started promoting it within weeks of its release, and they've thrown up a lot of trailers on their official Facebook page and their official Twitter, and the Flintstones Facebook fan page actually, and the Flintstones Twitter is actually talking about this as well. The Flintstones are back and better than ever in a bigger way, and they have come back in years prior to this. I think this is one of their more major projects, something they're really proud of. And how can the creators of the Flintstones top anything they've done in the past? The best way of doing it, I think, is by teaming up with WWE. You couldn't have asked for a better combination with how many projects the Flintstones have been involved with over the years. Always been a big fan of the Flintstones, which is why I can easily rate this release at least 4 out of 5 stars in terms of a 5-star scale perspective rating, because I virtually follow the Flintstones for my entire life, so I don't really have a lack of confidence in either WWE or the Flintstones to get this one over. If it were some other animated series that WWE were teaming up with, like SpongeBob SquarePants, which wouldn't surprise me at all if in the near future they did team up the creators of SpongeBob SquarePants and Nickelodeon. If it were some animated series that they were teaming up with other than the Flintstones, I'd probably be more skeptical about this. A fair share of skepticism would be affiliated with any other animated series than the Flintstones, but it's because of the popularity of the Flintstones for the better part of the last, I'd say, 30 to 35 years. They've been around longer with their original series, and all the advancements in computer animation we have seen over the years and the live-action adaptations of the Flintstones and all the actors and actresses who have been involved with the collaboration of this sort of thing. But, you know, I really think that just because of the popularity of the Flintstones, this is really going to get over, along with the popularity of the WWE superstars. Now, if this were to have been done, say, 20, 25 years ago with wrestlers like Hulk Hogan and the Macho Man Randy Savage and The Undertaker, then I probably wouldn't see it getting over as much as what it is going to be getting over here in 2015. And to be honest with you, I am really surprised, along with being very thrilled, this is being released in 2015, because this is the last thing that I expected WWE to drop. Now, they had to follow up Scooby-Doo's WrestleMania Mystery in some way, and obviously this is their choice of doing it. Really surprised they're dropping this in 2015, because this has been the talk of animation for the last number of years, for the last 3 years. They're finally putting this out and getting around to dropping it. It surprises me that Scooby-Doo's WrestleMania Mystery came before WWE and the Flintstones teaming up for this full-length animation motion picture, because you would expect the Flintstones, with how little detail they have in their animation, to come out first, rather than seeing Scooby-Doo's WrestleMania Mystery with how far more detailed the Scooby-Doo concept seemed to have been for the last number of years. So it surprised me that Scooby-Doo's WrestleMania Mystery made it out on a DVD and Blu-ray before the Flintstones animation with WWE ever was released, and it just surprises me that it's being released here in 2015. Now that it's being released, there are a lot of questions that can be associated with the release of WWE and the Flintstones. One of the questions is, what are the numbers going to look like for the sales of both the DVD and the Blu-ray? Obviously, you're going to get significant more features with purchasing the Blu-ray than you would the DVD, and would that affect the sales of the DVD in comparison to the Blu-ray? The numbers of sales for the copies of both the DVD and Blu-ray are going to be very interesting in the coming weeks, and what kind of responses and what kind of reviews will be written about this in the coming weeks on entertainment news websites that have been all over the release of this DVD and Blu-ray for the last number of years. And the all-overness of this over the last number of weeks, because we're getting closer to the release of it, has definitely doubled, if not tripled, over the last 3 years. You go back 3 years ago, it was just a rumor in the entertainment industry, and look at how much conversation was having associated with it, especially on Facebook and Twitter, with people posting video blogs with their opinion on this. Different entertainment news websites were releasing trailers and previews for this sort of thing. You take a look at all the conversation that we got about this, and it wasn't even released 3 years ago, and think about the conversation we're going to see as it gets closer to the release of this. Big fan of this, and I think WWE are really going to go all out, and there's really no reason why they shouldn't achieve a significant amount of success from the release of this DVD and Blu-ray, based off the success they've had with animation in the past, with such things like The Simpsons and appearances that wrestlers have made on shows like Baywatch and That 70s Show. In the past, I mean, we have seen so much with entertainment done with WWE constantly teaming up over the years, and this is just another way for them to broaden their horizons, and it's a significant way of getting them over with the kids. Their kids campaign, of course, with the WrestleMania Reading Challenge and WWE Kids Magazine, WWEKids.com. It's a significant way to really launch their kids' campaign in a more positive direction with how much of an iconic figure the Flintstones characters like Fred Flintstone and Barney Rubble have been with children. This is going to be a movie also that's going to really fit into a lot of age demographics. It's not going to pertain to just one age demographic. It's going to be from anywhere from 5 to 55 years of age, I would have to say, or even higher in the age demographic levels, because this movie is going to have something for everybody. So the good thing about it is, with the G rating this is expected to have when it's released on DVD and Blu-ray, which obviously it will have affiliated with it, it's going to appeal to a lot of age demographics, and there's really no reason why this movie can't get over, because we've seen so many phenomenal moments the Flintstones have given us over the years, and that's why I want to know what your favorite Flintstone moments have been. So share them with me on our Facebook page at HEW Entertainment and on Twitter at Jonathan Clarke 1, because I can't even tell you how many Flintstone